Claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
It's time to hit the pick. Touchdown! Sports betting, fantasy football, and the latest NFL news. Featuring Loud Esmond and Christian Giordani. Bet on us to make you a better bettor.
What?
It's time to hit the pick.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to Hit the Pick. I'm your host, Christian Giordani. Alongside of me is my co-host and co-founder of HitThePick.com, Loud Esmond. Loud, how you doing?
I'm good. I've got to get a pick out right away in hockey because it's a pick that I love. And the game's going to start in about 5 minutes. You got the Jets taking on the New York Islanders. The Jets give up the least goals in the league. And the Islanders are not very good at scoring, and the Jets don't score a lot. They win with defense. Think of the Winnipeg Jets as being the Baltimore Ravens of 1989 to 2000. Great defense, don't have to score a lot, and that's how they win. I love this game. It's going to start in about 5 minutes, going under 5.5 total. And I really love the first period under 1.5 goals. If you haven't done a lot of hockey betting, there are more goals scored in the third period and in the second period by far than in the first period. And you can always get a lot of goals in the third period. If a team is behind, they start pulling their goalie, and then the goals really pile up. So just something to know about hockey betting in general. But tonight, Winnipeg Jets at the New York Islanders, under 5.5 for the game, under 1.5 for the first period total. Okay, got that out of my system.
All right, and just to correct that, it is Islanders at Jets.
Islanders at Jets, sorry.
Of course, that allowed Esmond's early hockey pick, the co-founder of HitThePick.com. Speaking of HitThePick.com, if you go there right now, you get $100 of free site credit just for signing up. Make sure you go HitThePick.com. And now we're getting into probably the biggest week, not just in NFL for the NFL season, but in sports betting. The Super Bowl is in 2 days, Loud.
Yeah, this is the betting weekend of the year. This and the first round of March Madness.
Yes. You hear the screaming excitement from my voice for the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I'm not really excited about it. Honestly, this game, I really don't care.
No, we're seeing a rematch from the 2023 Super Bowl. Eagles and Chiefs once again. Loud, let's just break through these teams first. Let's start off with Philadelphia. They have a 2,000-yard rusher in Saquon Barkley, who's had a historic season. A.J. Brown, one of the top receivers in the league, along with Devontae Smith, arguably one of the greatest offensive lines of all time, a great defense. And Jalen Hurts, despite what people say, is a very, very good quarterback, in my opinion. And to the flip side, we have the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, who have arguably the best player in football, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, future Hall of Famer, DeAndre Hopkins, a future Hall of Famer, a solid defense and offensive line as well. But they also have one thing under their sleeves. They have the NFL referees.
Yeah, let me just start by saying this. I don't like either of these teams. I think Nick Sirianni is a head case as a coach. I find Jalen Hurts unlikable. I wish Barkley had gone to a team I could root for. I just don't like the Eagles. Sorry.
It's the Eagles. It's Philadelphia. It's hard to root for them.
I just don't like the Eagles. I don't like their fans. I've never been a great fan of their team. And they just leave me cold. I have no reason to like the Eagles. Sorry, Rye Cape, Tom Macrina, my bad. Now I'm gonna crap all over Kansas City, and Scott Steen's gonna be mad at me. I've never liked the Chiefs. I'm sorry. They're one of the franchises in the NFL that I just find it very hard to root for on any occasion. And I've seen way too much of Patrick Mahomes. I've seen way too much of Travis Kelce. God knows I've seen way too much of his girlfriend. I see way too much of Andy Reid. And I'm done. I'm done with the Chiefs, period, end of story. Patrick Mahomes, I think, is kind of a crybaby. And I think he's a cheat. And I think the Chiefs get away with a lot of BS. And then when they do lose a game, they're sore losers. They're bitchy about it. They complain and whine when they're like the Patriots now. They get the benefit of every call. Mahomes, you can't breathe near him without getting a penalty. It's obviously they are the NFL. They're the team that the NFL wants to win in this game. I don't think anybody can deny that. A team winning 3 Super Bowls in a row, never been done. It would be historical. And let's face it, what 3 players plus Taylor Swift have more money invested in them than Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Taylor Swift?
No one. The
No,
NFL.
it's so close.
No, this is the NFL's media baby.
Right. The Kelce brothers are everywhere. Taylor Swift brings eyeballs to the NFL that otherwise wouldn't be watching. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are all every other freaking commercial. See Andy Reid or Patrick Mahomes when I'm watching NFL coverage. So, God, if this had been Lions Bills was my Super Bowl that I would have loved to have seen.
Yeah,
that was a dynamite game.
It's unfortunate. Look, these as of right now in the year 2025, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs have the 2 most intolerable fan bases in the NFL. We all know how Philly fans are. Sorry, Right Cape. You know how we love you, but you see them in the streets. They tear it up. They're one of the worst franchises. One of the worst fan bases to be around. And now Kansas City is like the New England fans 10 years ago. We win this. We win that. We're not winning because of the refs. All BS. And I am so tired of it. And I'm calling it right now, and I'm saying this. For the first time in my 22 years of living, and from my father's words as well, the first time, and I'm not going to say how many years of him living, we are boycotting the Super Bowl.
What?
We are boycotting the Super Bowl.
No way.
Yes. For the first time in my life and his life, we will not watch the Super Bowl. That's how bad it's gotten. Look, you've got a 20-plus year fan and a 70-plus year fan for the NFL not watching the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I get it, because I kind of feel the same way as you do. Is like, it's sort of like Michigan fans felt about Ohio State versus Notre Dame for the national championship. I think about 90% of NFL fans would rather see an asteroid hit the stadium.
Yep.
Right.
And the issue with this is not because the Chiefs are dominating or the Eagles are dominating. It's not about that. It's how
Chiefs backed into the game.
It's how they got to this position. Look, if the Chiefs were just a good team and they won off merit, I'd be ecstatic about this Super Bowl. Seeing a three-peat never done before in the NFL, that's history. I always want to see history. But the way they get into these games, the way they win these situations has made it intolerable and unwatchable to watch these.
Yeah, it makes it impossible to root for them. But I tell you what will make this game very exciting.
Some action on it.
There are lots of places where I think you can make some damn money.
All right.
So let's talk about that. You opened talking about Saquon Barkley. I was on the Founders show for Hit the Pick earlier in the week, and Scott Steen was barking about how Kansas City hasn't given up a 100-yard rushing game to any single player and blah, 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 blah. Okay, you play in the AFC West. Tell me the dominant running backs they faced in the AFC West. Yeah, hello.
Yes.
I mean, look at the rest of their schedule. Did they face Derrick Henry? Nope.
Nope.
Did they face Saquon Barkley at any point during the season? Nope.
Oh, wait, they did face Derrick Henry week one.
Oh, no, that's right. Week 1. And
but
he had a
15 carries. But 15 carries. That's it.
Yeah, that was – they faced Derrick Henry when Baltimore hadn't figured out they had Derrick Henry on their roster.
Exactly.
Okay? So I'm discounting that. Most NFL teams don't have a single bell cow running back anymore. That's not the way it works. It's running back by committee. Now, Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry are the exceptions to that. Barkley, I think, has an average of like 25 carries per game. And like 30 to 32 total touches. So, Philadelphia also has the largest offensive line in the NFL.
Yes.
Kansas City has not seen a running game like that. Did they play the Lions at any point during the season?
I don't believe they did.
Because there are two teams that I think can just run the ball down your throat no matter what you do, and that's Philadelphia and Detroit.
Yeah, just to put in mind what Loud is saying, Kansas City has only faced 3 teams this year with 1,000+ rushing running back. So they have not experienced teams with a good running game at all this year.
Now, they have kept many teams under 100 yards rushing, but in the playoffs, they've given up almost 150 yards rushing in every game in the playoffs. So when they have faced teams that are better than the crappy teams in the AFC West and the other teams that they played on their pretty soft schedule, they have had trouble. So here's my favorite in-game 3-leg parlay. Saquon Barkley over 21.5 rushing attempts. He averages 25 per game. I think in this game, it'll be close to 30. Even if Philadelphia gets behind, do you think they abandon the run, Christian?
No, you do not abandon the run when you have a guy who can leap someone backwards.
Right. Saquon Barkley over 110 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown 2. Now, Saquon Barkley over 21.5 touches is minus 150. Barkley over 110 yards is minus 115. Barkley 2 touchdowns is plus 300. That is the weak leg of the parlay. Is there any doubt in your mind that he gets more than 21.5 rushing attempts?
No, not at all. The only way he gets under that many yards, in my opinion,
if he gets hurt.
If he gets hurt, yes. If he goes down, that is the only way.
Barkley over 110 rushing yards. He averages, how many yards does he average per carry? 3.5, 4?
3.5 this postseason.
Okay, so let's say he gets 24 carries. Do the math. 24 times 3.5.
That's about 75.
Oh, no, it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's about 83 or 84, I think.
72. 24 times 3, 72.
Well, 24 times 3 is 72, but it's 3.5. So it's more like
84.
Okay. So he is 26 yards short of 110. Just on average, if he gets 22 carries, what is the chance that he breaks a run in this game of more than 20 yards?
Extremely likable. And for those who like trends in betting, Saquon Barkley has had a 70-plus rushing play every single game this postseason.
70 plus, because you know what they do? They load the box to stop him, and if he gets beyond the linebacker, bye. Have you seen a safety stop Saquon Barkley yet?
I haven't even seen one touch him.
No, he breaks their ankles. They just look stupid trying to tackle him. So that is my thing. This is my bet of the game, is this 3-leg parlay. Barkley, 2 touchdowns. Barkley over 110 yards rushing. Barkley over 21.5 touches. If he gets injured in the first quarter, okay. But you're going to get 6-1 odds on that. Put up $50, win 300, take everybody out for steak dinner. That or sushi. That's what I would do. If you wanted to really push the envelope on this, add Jalen Hurts for an anytime TD.
Love it. I love it.
So you would have all those Barkley plays, and if you added Jalen Hurts, by the way, just by itself, a Jalen Hurts anytime TD is minus 105. For those not in the betting, no, you'd have to put up $105 to win 100. If you add that Jalen Hurts anytime TD, it goes from 6-1 odds to 10-1.
Now that is some spicy action.
Now we're getting spicy, right? That would be, I'm very tempted to put like $100 on those 4 plays. Maybe what I'll do, actually thinking about it, you could, here's how you could really help yourself betting in this. I think over 21.5 touches over 21.5 rushes for Barkley is a no-brainer. That's going to happen. I think him getting at least 1 touchdown, that's minus 150. That's going to happen. All right, so take those 2, put $150 down on it. If you win it, you're going to get 200 back. You're at 350. Now, take the 3-leg and go Barkley over 21.5 rushing attempts, Barkley over 110 yards, Barkley 2 TDs, put $75 on that. That's 6-1. So that pays back like 75, 150, 300.
Wow.
Then add a different parlay. Take the Barkley over 21.5, Barkley over 110 yards rushing, Barkley 2 TDs, Jalen Hurts anytime TD, put $50 on that, and if you hit it, you get 500.
Yeah, and just to echo what Loud is saying right here, Saquon Barkley has had 442 yards and 66 attempts in 3 games. That is carrying the load on your back. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, there's a way that you could stack these, put the betting strategy I'm putting in place for you novice bettors is here's the easy money play. Put most of your money on that. If you lose that, sorry, you're going to lose the rest of the legs. But that's, I think, a no-brainer. Then a little less money on the next one. Then a little less money on the next one. If you hit 1, you're almost even. If you hit 2, you're plus money. If you hit all 3, you've won huge. And the risk is minimized by putting a big bet on the first one, which is almost going to be automatic. So there's the betting strategy for you. One of these that I also love, I think this is stealing. Xavier Worthy plus 1.5 rushing attempts is plus 130. Now, why I love this is any pass caught behind the line of scrimmage, Christian, is a
rushing attempt.
It's a run, right?
Yes.
Are you telling me he's not going to get at least one jet sweep and one screen pass?
You know what? I love that number because if anyone has watched the Kansas City Chiefs game, and to those I've seen on Prime Time, Xavier Worthy is great in the jet sweep. Andy Reid loves running him in that motion, and he's picked up a little thing from San Francisco. He puts Xavier in that halfback position alongside Pacheco for the confusion, and he'll get a few rushing attempts as well. I believe this season he's averaged 3 rushing attempts per game.
I don't know what Xavier Worthy's anytime touchdown number is. I didn't write it down, but it's also, if that's 500 or over, I'm going to play that because I think there's a very good chance. But this, I don't understand this number. This is one that scares me because it seems so obvious that Xavier Worthy will get at least 2 carries, which means either 2 behind the 2 screen passes or 2 swing passes or 2 running attempts or a running attempt in the screen pass, and he's over. And it's plus 130? I don't know. It seems too simple, but it's also maybe everyone on the books just missed it, right? Or they don't think anybody's going to bet it. I love that one. Both these teams, by the way, are top 11 in first downs per game. The Philadelphia Eagles are like 6 or 7, and the Chiefs are like 10 or 11. You can bet on how many third down conversions there will be in this game. And the number is only 10.5. Both these teams do long drives. Both these teams lean on the running game. Both these teams love to go for it on 4th and whatever. And I know this doesn't help on the third down, but I just think, are there going to be 10.5 third down conversions in this entire game? The Chiefs average 21 first downs per game. The Eagles average 20. No, 24. So, if half of those are on third down, you're over that number. All right, you were saying you didn't know why.
Oh, no, it's never mind. Let's move on.
Okay. Now here's my Super Bowl long shot. Okay. This bet is plus 8,500. Meaning, if you bet $100 on the following, you would get paid back 8,500.
If this is what I think it is. Oh, go ahead.
What do you think? No, what do you think it is?
Is this for Super Bowl MVP?
No.
Okay. I'll save mine for the last then.
All right. So this is the Kansas City Chiefs player that has the most receptions. Now, who's going to have the most receptions on the Chiefs? Travis Kelce? We think him, right?
Yeah.
And then next is?
Probably DeAndre Hopkins.
Right?
Yeah.
I think you're wrong. I think the player with the most reception, with the most passing yards in the game for the Chiefs is going to be Juju Smith-Schuster.
I actually really love that pick. If you go back to 2 Super Bowls ago, he was Patrick Mahomes' number 1 target there. And I understand that they had a weak receiver room. They didn't have Hall of Fame talent guys like how they do right now. But Juju Smith-Schuster is one of those guys Patrick Mahomes looks out for a dump off on a quick screen pass.
Let me ask you this, Christian. Is D-Hop or Travis Kelce going to break a 65-yard screen pass for a touchdown?
Not likely.
Nope. If Juju Smith-Schuster comes across the middle 20 yards downfield and catches a pass, is there a very good possibility he could go for 65 yards and score?
Of course. Juju's a fast guy.
And if he does that, Because if I'm Philadelphia, here's what I'm doing. Travis Kelce is not beating me. I'm doubling him. The next person I'm worried about is D-Hop, which means Juju is going to be with single coverage on the weaker cornerback. Plus 8,500 on that bet.
I don't hate it, but to put that in perspective and place devil advocate, Xavier Worthy's going to be left one-on-one as well.
But Xavier Worthy has been relegated to a lesser role ever since Juju came back. So, they like Worthy more catching passes behind the line and jet sweeps and that sort of thing. Juju is playing the role more of the second starting receiver with Xavier Worthy either in the backfield or in the slot.
1 minute.
I love that. Okay, pick the winner of the game, Christian. I think we're both on the Chiefs.
It's going to be the Chiefs. This is my long shot pick. Plus 20,000 Super Bowl MVP. Cooper DeJean, rookie. Plus 20,000. That's my pick. Thank you, everyone. Make sure to hit hitthepick.com. And if you go hitthepick.com and sign up, you get $100 in free credit at the site. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a happy Super Bowl. Stay safe, drive safe, and we'll see you guys next week for the first week of the offseason.
Thanks, Christian.